Hejsa. Today is a cold and wet day, so I thought this is the perfect day to start a new quilt. So I just come upstairs to our guest bedroom or spare bedroom because I've had a little tidy of my wardrobe, and I found some tops that I made myself, but they're not really what I want to wear anymore, and they're not, at least I don't think, well enough made that I would give them to the charity shop. So here's my little pile, and they're sort of, I think they go together, so they would be a good starting point for a quilt. Actually, this one I don't want to use for the quilt, and there's a skirt as well. So some of the tops I've actually added some decoration with some block print and embroidery. This one's just got some embroidery, no decoration. That one has got a little bit of embroidery, some black work, and then there's the skirt. So I think I found a pattern that I'm going to use. I'm not sure. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure that this is not enough to make a quilt. Maybe a sort of lap size quilt, but we'll see. I'll start with these, and then I'll find some various scraps maybe to add to it. I think I've got a little bit of fabric left over from the skirt, maybe from this top as well. So yeah, I'm gonna start new quilt, because obviously you can't have too many quilts, especially not on a rainy day. So I'm going to take these down to my sewing room, and I'll show you what I think I'm going to use as the pattern for this quilt. So I'll see you downstairs. Alright, I'm back in my sewing room after taking the dog for a little walk, because, you know, those are the important things in life. So I have my stack of garments here that are going to be the base of this quilt. I did actually, before I looked in a favorite quilting book, have a little go at sketching some ideas. So I thought maybe a sort of alternating 9-patch sort of thing, or maybe some crosses or pluses or whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't really sort of what I wanted. So I grabbed one of my favorite quilting books. Just move this out of the way. And I made 2 quilts from this book. Often with quilting books, I don't actually make any of the quilts in the book. It's just for inspiration, but this one I've actually made 2. One of them is the one that's on the cover here, but mine looks completely different. Let me see if I can find the other one that I made, which is actually the quilt that is on the bed in our spare room. Yeah, here's one of the quilts that I made. Now I can't find the other one. Let's see. Here it's. This is the pattern I used for the quilt in our spare bedroom. Although I altered it a little bit because I got fed up making all these flying geese for the star blocks. So I added in just some plain blocks, just squares, just to make it a bit easier. And in this book, she has made the quilt from her husband's shirts, and I also made my quilt from my husband's shirts, which is a nice way to use them. Alright, so this is the quilt that I think I'm going to make. I'm a little bit concerned about sewing triangles because these are not half square triangles, so I'll have to sew them on the bias where they're cut. So I hope it'll be okay. So my colors are obviously a little bit different. The blues and the sort of heather dusky pink sort of thing going on. And then I found some various scraps that I may or may not use. I'm not sure this strawberry one works. Or this one. Although it sort of picks up the leaves that are in the skirt. So maybe. But these are just ones I found in a random bag of scraps. So I'll probably have to look for more scraps or see what else I've got in my stash so that I can make the quilt big enough. I don't want it to be big enough for a bed, just a nice size for keeping your legs warm on the sofa. And luckily I found that I had exactly the type of ruler that you need to cut the triangles, so that was lucky. But I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to make a paper template or buy a ruler, but don't really want to do that if it's only going to be for this project. It'd be a bit silly. So yeah, this is the start of a project. When it'll be finished, I have no idea, because there are other projects that I need to work on. So this may be one of those projects where I work on it every so often. But I'm hoping that I will finish it this year. So now what's the date? It's the end of September 2024. So I should be able to finish this in 3 months. But I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a new thing. Usually when I make quilts, I use squares or rectangles or maybe half square triangles. So I'll see how this goes. So I can't promise that the next video will be about this quilt, but you never know. I might get so into it that I'll finish it or at least get to work on it in record time. But I doubt it. So I'll see you next week with something else, because it probably won't be this, but who knows. So I hope you liked this little video about my new project. If you did, please give it a like, and why not follow the channel as well. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day and happy stitching.